What are the effects of narcissistic abuse on your self-esteem? From personal experience, when I had been subject to constant denigrating, belittling, invalidating, dismissiveness, I began to withdraw into myself. Now, if you've watched any of my earlier videos, pre-marriage, you can see the type of person that I am or was. I had very high self-esteem and very confident. Alhamdulillah, praise be to God, I have not lost that entirely. It is recoverable, and thankfully my marriage to the narcissist was only 4 months. What I have discovered through being subject to this kind of mental gymnastics and manipulation is that it caused me to feel unimportant and worthless. The belittling, constant invalidation, and I'll give you examples. What do all these terms even mean? Example number 1, I would make him beautiful food and serve it to him, and all he would do to receive the food that I served to him is frown at it and tell him, you shouldn't have made it so special, like you're overdoing it. Instead of thank you or I appreciate the effort, I don't care about eating fancy food, just don't waste your time. That's the first thing. So you feel like whatever gifts and talents and creative expression that you have, or your expression of love, whatever you offer him, it's not appreciated. Now, even though food is not his love language, or so he says, when a partner does something for you and overextends themselves for you, at least you can show appreciation for the effort and time that it took to cater to your need. If someone is met with absolute disregard, disdain, even contempt for the gift that you are giving them, it shows complete ingraciousness, ingratitude, and dismissive, invalidating of their gesture. And that's what I had experienced. The second way that I felt invalidated was that I was not allowed to show my emotions. If I was happy, what are you so happy for? Stop laughing. Like, laughter hardens the heart. And then they would use spiritual wisdoms and hadith and ayat in the Quran to shame you into submission and to shame you into being quiet and to stop being so happy, so that the smile is completely wiped off your face. The third way is if you are sad, they will have a problem with that as well. Why are you so grumpy all the time? When it's actually them that are grumpy all the time, but they gaslight you, they project onto you, and they tell you what they are, even though they've elicited that response in you. They want you to just be happy all the time, and even when you are happy, that's too much happiness for them. It's just never good enough. So no matter what you do, no matter how you are, I have tried being happy with him to get him to snap out of his depressive, sad, angry, anxious mode, where he's always walking around with a frown on his face, never satisfied. I could be bending over backwards, Cirque du Soleil style, into a pretzel to meet his needs, yet it was never enough. So when you realize that you're actually filling a black hole, this man is insatiable. Whatever deeds and goodwill and gestures and affection and love and treats and gifts and appreciation you are pouring into him, it's literally disappearing into a black hole. There is no response for it. You are met with criticism. No matter how good what you do is, it will be criticized to break you down. No matter what you do, it will always be frowned upon. So I have personally tried every mood in the emotional plethora spectrum. I have tried being angry, then I'm too angry and I need anger management. I have tried being sad, then it's like you're just miserable. Then I tried being happy. You're too happy. Stop being happy. Then I tried being mad, sad, angry, anxious. Nothing seemed to work. No plea of my heart was ever met by him. No expression was ever received with comfort, acknowledgement. No goodness was ever met with praise. No expression of sadness, anger, anguish, anxiety was ever met with a container for me to express myself. And one of the most insidious things that I had experienced through this marriage was I was not allowed to get angry. I had my human rights completely violated. I was vilified. I was sworn at. I was dismissed and insulted. I was called all sorts of names. Even I had them bringing in the third party and exes into the mix. And I was not allowed to show any anger. The moment I started to show anger, their narcissistic rage was inflamed. It would flare up larger than life and come at me like a freight train. So I was quelled and suppressed into silence. I could not express my anger or my disappointment or my sadness because it would enrage him, and then he would fly out of the room. And one day I asked him, why can't we just sit down and have a calm discussion about this and, come to an agreement of some sort? Why do you have to keep walking out on every single argument or disagreement that we have? And he's like, do you want me to get violent with you? And immediately I was, spun, and I was like, are you threatening me? And he'd be like, do you want me to get violent with you? I was like, no, I'm just asking you if we can talk and if you can stop running away, because this is escapism. This is not going to fix the problem if every time we disagree on something, you walk out on the disagreement and there's no resolution that way, because we cannot discuss anything. Even though I'm speaking as calmly, and I have spoken to him most of our marriage as calmly as I'm speaking to you, the viewers, right now. So despite my mature stance, my calm voice, my expressionless face, let's say, I really employed the gray rock method, because for many years now, even before I met him, I have been teaching self-esteem courses and etiquette and how to communicate. So for me, I knew to remain calm and cool and speak slowly and clearly at all times. And that is how I used to communicate with him, to the point where it would even enrage him that I was calm. He wanted me to be angry and throw a fit. He wanted me to be fueled with energy-filled rage. He wanted me to be inflamed, and he wanted me to act out as a crazy person, the way he had driven his exes in the past. That point to that cliff. He wants to see you jump off the cliff of madness so that he can be satisfied that he's made an impact on you. So I wasn't giving him that satisfaction, and he would keep asking me, why are you so stoic? Why are you so cold and hard? Why are you so, what was the word? Why do you never cry? So for some reason, it really bothered this man that I wouldn't cry. And honestly, it's hilarious. The lengths that he would go to make me upset, and I wouldn't bite the bait and I wouldn't get upset. Up until a point, of course, there were a few times, maybe 3 times in 4 months, that had really shown my anger, and I raised my voice and I told him off. But he wanted that because I had sworn in that moment that I would never use his phone again or ask to borrow his phone, which is exactly what he wanted, because he did not want to share his phone with me so that I could see that he was chatting to his exes and watching porn. So the bottom of the barrel, end of the day story is they want you to lose your self-esteem. They want you to go crazy. They want you to doubt yourself. They want you to feel crazy. They want you to feel dismissed, unappreciated, devalued. And this is what the devaluation stage is called. It's called devaluation because they strip you of everything that you are and everything that makes you special and everything about you that is lovable and everything about you that other people will praise. They will strip you of this, and they will leave you empty and vacant like a husk, just a shell of a woman, of the previous woman that you used to be. They will leave you really, really depleted, drained, like energy vampires, like vampires in general, or White Walkers or zombies. who bite you and then they infect you with this disease that they have. They want to make you as crazy as they are. They want you to become like them. They cannot stand that you won't give them the satisfaction, if you're as strong as I am, that you won't give them the satisfaction to go crazy when they inflame you, and you are strong enough to maintain a cool and composed disposition. This is a challenge for them, and of course he realized very soon that he could not win this battle because I was not giving him the joy that he wanted, and of course that is when he discarded me. So I want you to remember that all of this is on purpose, and your self-esteem will suffer unless you, of course, and I don't mean to sound salesy here, please don't misunderstand this, but this course that I created, as I've always been teaching for over 10 years now, how to build your self-esteem. Nothing in this world has taught me more than being married to a narcissist how to build my self-esteem. And just like scar tissue, when you fuse it together, you fuse flesh or bone after it had been broken or scarred or cut, it actually fuses stronger than before. And likewise, when you heal from something like narcissistic abuse, you are unmessable with. You are stronger. You will be stronger than most people could ever dream of being in your self-esteem, because you've literally built yourself up from the ashes of the destruction that they have created or caused in you. So if you want to know more, please do click on the link below to my course. It was made with my heart and soul and saving my own self, just like how I want to help save yours. So from my heart to yours, with every single drop of strength in my body, I pass this course on to you. So click on the link below and go to the Narc Abuse Recovery Program. All my love. Assalamu alaikum and goodbye.